Jim, thank you very, very much. I'm honored and privileged to be here this morning, and certainly want to express my appreciation for the work that Jim and the Family Farm Partnership has done with USDA. We have worked together to establish a farmer training and development program that focuses on better understanding the wholesale market and the technical assistance that's necessary for success there. Over 9,000 farmers in 40 states have benefited from that effort, and our risk management agency has been partnering with Jim's group. We are excited about the Good Food Business Accelerator Fellowship Program that's providing entrepreneur training for folks who want to get into this space, working as well collaboratively with Jim and his group on food safety, establishing a process where a group of local producers can work together to be certified under the new Food Modernization Safety Act. And all of this work, I think, is important and necessary for us to continue to create the supply chain that will allow this good food movement to continue to expand and grow. And today at this conference, we are announcing the launching of a Economic Impact Assessment Toolkit. This was a joint venture between USDA and Colorado State University, and it's really designed to give us the ability to work with all of you so that you can make the case to local government officials, to investors, to those who are interested in the good food movement, that this is a profitable venture, that this makes economic sense. We think this toolkit will allow you to make that case more strongly and more specifically with better data, which should lead to a continued investment in the good food movement. And it is a continuation of our effort at USDA to provide support across the board for this effort. Now, many of you may know a lot about what I'm about to say, and if you do, I apologize for repeating it, but I find in many audiences I speak to that there is not a clear understanding of everything that USDA does. In fact, if I had $1 for every time I heard someone say, I didn't know the USDA does that, I would be a very wealthy guy. Let me start by saying during this administration, we recognize that folks wanted to get in this business, wanted to be producers, wanted to start small, but there was no access point for USDA involvement with someone who had little experience in farming, who wanted to start a small operation, maybe sell to a farmer's market, maybe even sell to a local school. So we created a microloan program. And initially, we set the threshold for our farm service folks at $35,000. We said it was a 7-year loan, very low interest rate, not as much paperwork involved, and not as much experience needed in order to obtain this credit. The response was phenomenal. And it was so phenomenal that the Congress, when crafting the 2014 Farm Bill, decided to increase the loan limit to $50,000. So today, over 17,000 farmers, almost 18,000 farmers, have benefited from this microloan program. And it is a good entryway of getting young people in particular engaged. We have a concerted effort to try to encourage returning veterans, women, people of color to get engaged and involved in agriculture and farming. And the microloan program has been, I think, a very successful program, one that is now embodied in FSA's work. We also recognize, as you all do, that farming can be risky. Mother Nature may not totally cooperate. And we began to take a look at our risk management tools for small, local, and regional systems, particularly those that were involved in specialty crops. And we realized that our risk management profile didn't really speak to those kinds of producers. It was more commodity-based production. So we began to work on ways in which we could provide more risk management tools and more opportunity for producers to have the same protections that a commodity, large-scale production agricultural operation might have. So we established the whole farm revenue policy, which today allows producers who have specialty crops or a mix of crops that they're growing to insure up to 50 to 85% of their revenue stream through a whole farm policy. So now that risk management tool is available to even smaller producers. And in the organic space, we created an organic price option, recognizing that an organic producer obviously has a greater financial risk given the high value-added proposition of organics. and that should be, the coverage should be based on what the market would pay for the product, not just what would be the Chicago Board of Trade, for example. So now 56 organic crops have the protection of this price election that you can essentially get coverage based on the value of your organic crop. So we think that we're beginning to see a significant increase in the number of crop insurance policies that are being sold to specialty crop and organic producers. We're extending the growing season throughout the United States through our NRCS effort with high tunnel houses. Over 15,000 of those have been financed now through USDA. And in fact, I was just speaking to folks in Southern Illinois yesterday about the exciting work that's being done down there. They're seeing a significant increase in the number of farmers who are interested in these high tunnel houses to extend the growing season. We understand and appreciate that in order for this to work, some producers may want to produce and then process. They may want to add value through the processing. So we have created the Value-Added Producer Grant Program, have invested nearly $14 million since I've been Secretary in local and regional food systems. That's a 500% increase over what was being invested before. We have helped to finance 116 unique projects on the value-added side, recognizing how important that is to making this a profitable supply chain. Infrastructure is important. The ability to create food hubs, storage facilities, distribution centers. We've doubled the number of food hubs in the country today. We've made over 900 investments. Nearly $1 billion of USDA resources have been invested in creating more infrastructure for this industry. And we're looking at expanding market opportunity. We recognize that we need to continue to look for ways in which we can connect customers to this locally and regionally grown food. One of the ones that I'm most excited about is not just the increase in the number of farmers markets that we've helped and supported. Over 900 have been supported through assistance from USDA. But we now have enabled SNAP families who are on supplemental nutrition assistance, commonly known as food stamps. In the past, they were not able to take advantage of being at a farmer's market, being able to redeem their SNAP cards at a farmer's market. When I came into office, we believed that it was appropriate and necessary for everybody in the society to have access to this community building concept of a farmer's market. So today, over 6,400 farmers markets have the ability now to accept a SNAP card and to have them redeem for fruits and vegetables that are being sold at the farmer's market. When we started this process in fiscal year 08-09, we were doing about a little less than $3 million of redemption. Today, we're now close to $20 million. So that's an increase, obviously, of revenue for farmers markets, but I think more importantly, it's an opportunity for us to create a sense of community throughout the entire society in this country of people who have access to locally and regionally grown food. Jim mentioned, and the earlier speaker was talking about Chicago schools. You know, this is something we think is an incredibly important market opportunity. So we established the Farm to School program. Each year we give somewhere between $5 and $6 million to schools across the United States, asking them to ask themselves the question, what is grown in our local and regional area? How can we do a better job of helping our local farmers by procuring that which is grown locally and regionally? I would say that no entity within USDA has done a better job of investing resources than the Farm to School folks. They've been able to finance 295 grants to schools. And they've done a survey recently that shows that this is today about a $790 million market, which is tremendous. It's grown significantly in the last 7 years. More and more schools are becoming aware of what's being grown locally and regionally. We're helping them create standard procurement contracts that makes it easier for them to purchase. But the upside potential of this is significant because we believe, based on the survey that we've done, that it's probably a $3 billion market. And we think that this is going to continue to grow. We want to make sure that we continue to encourage institutional purchasers of food to consider and to think about that local and regional option. A lot of folks are interested in knowing where these markets might be. Producers who are small may have a hard time understanding where can I sell, where are the farmers markets in my area, where are the schools that might be interested in all of this. So we have at USDA set up a series of directories that basically identify markets, easily obtainable information about where the markets are so that folks can basically know where their potential customers might be. We also recognized as part of this process that we need to give people better information about how to price their product. The beauty of the local and regional food system, in my view, is that it gives the farmer a greater control over the price and the marketing of a product. They don't have to depend on a commodity-based market that is global in scope. They're not impacted necessarily by what happens in some faraway place that could potentially affect the price they get. They're able to negotiate that price. But the reality is they have to have information and data to be able to price it effectively and appropriately. And so we have worked very hard to begin the process of collecting market information and then providing it in a format that's easy to access. And we now on our website and through our agricultural marketing service provide a lot of marketing information on hundreds of different products so that farmers are in a position to be better pricers of their product. And we are soon going to be looking at this issue of supply chain, making sure that we do a good job of recognizing what a supply chain is and how to basically connect the dots, if you will. And we'll be announcing very, very soon a concerted effort nationally to engage in helping create stronger, more sustainable supply chains in each region of the country. We're excited about that. We're also excited about the partnership that we have with food banks, with those who are combating local food insecurity. Again, we don't think that anybody should be left out of this movement and this opportunity, which is why we've invested nearly $30 million of USDA resource in 48 states on a strategy to combat local food insecurity through an effort with local and regionally produced food. Part of that is also going to be ensuring that we don't waste the food that is in fact grown. The sad reality in America today is that we waste about a third of everything that's grown. And frankly, if we in this country and in every country could eliminate food waste, we'd have enough food to feed the 850 million food insecure people that live in the world today. So there's a concerted effort between the USDA and EPA to challenge all of us to reduce food waste, cut our food waste in half by 2030. Our focus is on reducing portion sizes to begin with. You know, I always use my wife as an example. Christy's about a third of my size, but when we go out to a restaurant, she gets the same portion size that I get. She can't eat it all, and I shouldn't eat it all. And the reality is, oftentimes we see a lot of that food that was prepared with great love and attention and care and was produced with a lot of attention going into a landfill, which helps to produce a lot more methane, which obviously is not good for the climate. So in a way of trying to address climate change, a way of making sure that we're doing a better job of using the food that we produce, we're looking at portion sizes. We're looking at ways in which we can reuse food. Oftentimes, best buy dates are not fully understood by consumers. There may be a grocery store where the best buy date is expired, but the product is still safe to consume. Linking that opportunity up with a food bank or a community kitchen that could utilize those resources. There may be fruits and vegetables that are not particularly attractive, but they taste great. And so we're trying to connect producers of those foods with community banks, food banks, and so forth, so that we eliminate food waste. All of this is designed to create a better connection. And that which we can't reduce, that which we can't reuse, we obviously want to recycle. And at USDA, we've got an aggressive effort to even recycle our coffee grounds at the location in DC, putting it on one of the over 2,100 people's gardens that we help to create. These people, you know, I always complain about the fact that the First Lady gets a lot of attention about her garden. She's got one garden. I have 2,100 gardens. I get no attention for my 2,100 gardens. But we got thousands of volunteers that work on these gardens as a result of the First Lady's leadership, and I'm proud to say that each year those gardens produce about 3 million pounds of herbs and fruits and vegetables and so forth that can then be given and donated. Again, another way of connecting people with the community connection that I think food and local food is helping to create. We recognize that there is a high-value proposition in organic, and we've really made an effort to try to strengthen the organic brand for the nearly 20,000 certified producers that are in the country today. We have established an organic identity and integrity database so that people can be assured that when something says organic, it means it. We've provided better pricing information, as I said earlier, for over 250 organic products. We're increasing the cost share as people begin the process of transitioning, providing nearly $13 million to states to assist in transitioning some of our land. We're looking at other policies that could potentially help in the transition. We've done the risk management efforts. We've also have a $100 million research effort that's focused on organic issues. And we're also encouraging organic producers to utilize our conventional conservation programs. I will say that, 2 minutes, okay, I'm almost there. I will say that this is an interesting opportunity for us and one that provided me a tremendous opportunity the last couple of days in Cuba. I was in Cuba with President Obama, talking to my counterpart, Minister Rodriguez, and I think there's a tremendous opportunity to create a closer bond, a closer connection between the Cuban people and the American people through organic food production. I think it's not just an exclusive opportunity here in the States. I think it's an opportunity for us to consider expansion, utilizing our knowledge, our technical experience to encourage Cubans to look at that high value-added agricultural proposition so that they can build an economy that supports their own people, creates an export opportunity, and furnishes the supply of this ever-increasing demand that we have in the U.S. For organic products. All of this information is available on our website at usda.gov. If you take a look at our Know Your Farmer Compass, it will outline 4,200 federal investments across the Obama administration in local and regional foods across 10 federal agencies. We are committed to this. We're committed to it for basically two key reasons. One, apart from the fact that it's good, wholesome food, one is that it provides an opportunity for a new generation of producers, and we're deeply concerned about the aging nature of farming population in this country, and we need to encourage young people to get engaged in an innovative entrepreneurial opportunity. And two, it is going to allow us to support the concept of diversity within agriculture. This is an administration that believes very strongly in diversity. Diversity of operators, women, people of color getting in this business, diversity of production processes, diversity of products that are being produced. We think a more diverse agriculture is a healthier, more sustainable one. And we appreciate the opportunity to be here today. We appreciate your commitment to this effort. It is a growing and important movement within agriculture, and I'm proud to say that the Obama administration has been supportive and will continue to be. The key here is for us to institutionalize these changes, and that's where you all come in. You need to continue to voice support for these programs. You need to continue to encourage members of Congress and senators as they craft farm bills in the future to make sure that they are sensitive and supportive of local and regional foods, because it is an important element of American agriculture and needs to continue to be so. I think that's my 2 minutes. Thank you very much.